Now recording. All right. The first podcast going up.
Would you like to say the name of the podcast?
Well, right now we're just starting off. It's basically it's just on my YouTube channel, so it's gonna be TTY Suwu podcast server.
Okay, I bet.
So TTY Suwu podcast. We're gonna see how this goes on here. A little trial and error, but
I'm good. As long as it's trial.
Initially what we're gonna try and do is have it just fucking anime. It doesn't matter. You can cuss, don't matter. It's anime manga focused. First episode, we're gonna focus on a little solo leveling. Kind of do a little reflection on how the first season went, what you thought of the finale. Your ideas on what's going to be going forward. I know you already read a little bit of the manga, but we can kind of still go over it and kind of want to touch on One Piece and reflect on the fucking batshit craziness that's going on right now. Did you catch up?
Of course.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it, really. I mean, we got some stuff we got to discuss on that, so.
Let's get to it.
So solo leveling, bro. Oh my god, bro. Fucking god. This shit.
Yeah, there's definitely levels. Mm-hmm.
Bro. Now, this motherfucker. Like, the first thing I want to touch on is Arise. That shit is so perfect. That shit, like, when he said that the first time, I had the goosebumps on my arms and shit. I was just like, God damn.
Bro, that's why I told you. I was like, you're gonna love this episode. I'm telling you.
It's next level, bro.
I saw the name of it. The title was Arise, which is funny because like the solo leveling game is literally solo leveling Arise or whatever. So I already knew what it was all about because I had read ahead. But man, I've been waiting for you to see this moment for so long, bro.
It's dude, Jin Woo, man. Bro. God
that's sun,
damn.
That's Sun Drip Woo right there, boy. He had his glow up.
Bro, like the glow up is real because this motherfucker started off he was like the most basic character, lowest tier that you could possibly be. Then they really tried to like encapsulate that in his visuals. He looked like he was bottom tier.
Oh God! The thing about it, that girl who was missing from his sister's class, who was trying to be a hunter or whatever.
Yep.
In the manga, it's much cooler because like he has to go in as his sister's guardian because obviously his mom is under a coma and whatnot, and he has to go into his sister or whatever, and so like he goes to the school. And like all the girls start swooning over him and stuff. It's crazy, bro. And then like I'm gonna become a hunter, you know what I'm saying? But that's what old girl like comes in play. But it doesn't really show that in the anime. But yeah, they love him, bro. All the women love him. It's crazy.
Well, I mean that glow up is real because that motherfucker got the jawline, and really all they did was just like widen out his face a little bit. Yeah.
My boy got the unspoken riz. That's he got he got that glow, boy. I was like, I ain't mad at you. I'm gonna get on his level. Mm-hmm.
That's the weakest hunter of all mankind, bro. E rank motherfucker, and ends up becoming. I mean, right now he's got to be at least a rank ending the season, like you said. I mean, he seems like, because I mean, we really have nothing to base power levels on other than what we've seen so far, so we don't know how other characters, how the S class and all that shit are gonna look. But I mean, just looking at him, he looks like a fucking S class. Like at the end of the season, it looks like holy shit, this motherfucker just got egress. He's got all these extra, like there's levels to this shit, bro. This motherfucker leveled up.
Mm-hmm. But and the coolest part about it is like, if you think about it, that saves his bacon that he didn't complete the workout or whatever, because he would have been dead. he should have died, but the fact that he didn't finish it, he got sent to the penalty zone. So,
I mean, that saved his life. Really, it did.
Saved his bacon because he was able to get like sharper daggers and everything else he needs to do.
And that the visualization of himself before, and with the Joker face, like the face like those the beings when they went into that crazy ass dungeon situation, the double dungeon or whatever it was. In that situation, it looked like it was that whoever those smiling creatures beings were, it looked like it was what was talking to him in the form of his old self. And it's like, oh, looks like they don't want you to die yet. So, and then that's when he goes into the penalty.
And that's actually like a very important part. You won't find out the importance of that part until like much later down the road.
Yeah.
But that's actually a very, very key moment in that happening. So it's very they don't really dive into a lot of the things, but like, even like him like catching the blade with his bare hands. That's like like what, because he was supposed just like he got the upgraded gear, he was supposed to get like some upgraded gloves in which like he can't cause injuries to his hands. So like that was the importance of it, but they didn't really stress it. They didn't dive into it for whatever reason. I don't know. It's okay though.
What's that? The guy that his crewmate that has the fancy ass armor. The guy that doesn't do shit.
Oh yeah, his name's like Jin Woo or something like that. Or it's something like that. It's weird. It's very similar to his, but it's weird. Yeah, it's like Jin Woo or something like that. I don't even remember.
Is it Jin Ho or what is it?
I think it's like Jin Woo or something like that. Or I don't know. It's it might be Jin Ho or something. It's something similar. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it looks like it's Jin Ho. Yeah, like that's one of the other things I wanted to touch on is this motherfucker in his armor. The last appearance of the season, he's wearing that fucking armor and he can't even barely walk. You know what I keep thinking about? Imagine fucking Jin Woo with that armor. I know he doesn't even really need it right now, but just imagine somebody that's capable with that fucking armor.
I think it would probably hold him back a little bit.
You
just
think
because
so?
I mean, in the simple sense that like, because it's like visual armor. The armor he's getting right now, he puts it on, but it goes invisible. Like it doesn't show.
Right.
It's different. But yeah, I mean, even that is a colossal type armor. I mean, you don't really see much armor like that in the show. Yeah. But his papa got the money. Had to make sure his son was good.
He's like, this motherfucker sucks. Let me make sure he's got some fucking good armor so he doesn't die right away.
Oh my god, give him at least a day or two.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the thing though. Like, and I know I told you that we both see different aspects of other shows within Solo Leveling. And I've come back to the Matrix a few times. Jin Woo I see him as a representation of the one. You know what I'm saying? And there's these little subtle things that happen and whatnot. And I feel like it's probably gonna move towards like they obviously are taking a huge inspiration from Hunter x Hunter. Like a huge inspiration from other series, like you had mentioned, Game of Thrones. I mean, and Oda's known for doing that too. Oda will take inspiration, not even just inspiration, like whole ass creatures and different concepts from other religions and myths and things around the world.
It's like literally it's like Attack on Titans mixed with like. Mixed with like Hunter x Hunter, mixed with like I told you, I haven't seen that since like the Ice King from Game of Thrones. Like, arise. That's the darkness feeling it gives me when he does that, like in All the Dead, like get up.
You know what I get? The first thing I think of.
What's that?
Just because of the phrase is Palpatine from fucking
Arise.
When he says rise,
Skywalker.
He says rise to Vader after he crowns him Vader for after they defeat
Lord
fucking
Vader. Oh god. Rise. That's crazy, bro. But I don't even know.
I just feel like there's so many fucking cool, unique aspects of it. But I love that it takes inspiration from so many different things. I just really see this being a top tier anime going forward, and I really hope they do it justice. I know you've mentioned some things, but I really hope they do it justice going forward.
Man, I'm scared. I'm honestly scared because I felt like they've been rushing it thus far, and there's a lot of things that they leave out. Like that are very crucial kind of key moments to the show. Like, and I just don't want them to rush it because if they rush this, it's not gonna be as good. It's not gonna be as complete because the story won't really make sense. And they've kind of rushed some things away, but they don't show you the dark side, to Sun Jin-woo. Like they don't really show the dark side of like what it's like really becoming. That's why when he's fighting Kong or King or whatever his name is, the importance of that is because he's like, that was my last emotion. When he says that, he's saying like for humility, like for humility for humanity. Like he doesn't give a dang anymore, like because there's so many things that happen that are bad that it's almost like he'll squash you like an insect if he feels like it's necessary. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have to hold back anymore because he's lost that sense of I'm killing a human. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's being drained out of him. But after that happens, when he uses like because Kang was gonna keep one of the people around to torture him a little bit longer. He didn't really fully kill him, and then when he feeds him to the boss level, and he uses them as bait, and the hobgoblins are just eating him alive. It's a lot more gruesome. And then he uses that and kills the boss, and then shortly after it kills all the other people. But you don't get that detail, and it's a lot darker and deeper. But you don't get that. It's kind of sad. The show could be way better than what it is, and it's been great. Don't get it twisted. It's been great, but it could definitely be a little bit more upscale. Like I don't need all the PG. They don't need to be all PG with it because that's the greatness of this whole experience is the darkness. Like you're literally seeing.
I think but I also think that they probably saw it for what it could be, and an impact where let's find the healthy medium where we can have these kids, of a semi-younger age, be able to still watch the show, enjoy it, not be scared, like still reach multiple audience levels. So that's why they may have taken it back. This ain't. We've seen some crazy ass shit, but we ain't seen like.
They still show blood and stuff. That's what I'm saying. Like they ain't really hold it back though. They just like rushing it. I feel like. You know what I'm saying? Like they still show blood and things. You know what I'm saying? Like from him using his hands and his hands are all torn and stuff. Like they still show like blood and gore and stuff, but they don't. The storyline they can make it dark, but you can still shield it from the darkness. Like when he feeds them, don't show like what the goblins are doing to him. You know what I'm saying? But he's changing. And sometimes they don't do like enough emphasis on things that happen, like from his growth. Even from like before that, what happened was before he fought Kong, he would have lost to Kang or whatever his name is. He would have lost to him, but he had did his workout that day, and the only reason why he was able to stick with him is because he rose his perception skills. That's the reason why he was able to tell where the boss was and which side it was. Like, but you don't get that. You don't get those trinkets because it doesn't fully dive into all the little things that actually make the show as great as what it is. But if you don't know that, you don't know. But yeah, and the reason why he was able to when he went invisible and he can follow his bloodlust and block all that is because his perception was high enough. Had he not used those points on his perception skills, he would have lost that fight. But it doesn't really stress that. So it's little things, bro. But the show's great. Don't get it twisted. But man, they just missing a lot of it. Something just missing sometimes. It don't feel right.
See, and you know what? I just because I had heard that there was another solo leveling coming out, right? Called Ragnarok.
I think that's about his son though. That won't come out till like later. Like that happened. What happens is solo leveling happens, and then after solo leveling, because I can't really tell you without telling you, but all I can say is it's pretty much like a revamp of like a woulda, shoulda, coulda, would type thing. You know what I'm saying? And then
well, let's avoid getting into that because I feel like just talking about him having a son is probably a pretty big spoiler. I mean, not
no, it doesn't because it doesn't really say like, but it's like an alternate reality type thing. It's yeah, it's
thing separate.
Yeah, because I can't really explain it to you yet, but yeah, correct. But it's still amazing. Don't get twisted. Still amazing. Still fun. But it's short and sweet. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's pretty fun.
It's going. It's ongoing, and it just started. The publication. It just like the writing of it just came out last year.
Mm-hmm. I dove into all that, but yeah, it's beautiful. I mean, I can't really say much.
Yeah. Yeah,
you
don't even worry about it. I'm just looking forward to just seeing what solo leveling brings. Well, let's take it over to some One Piece then, because there's been some stuff. We're on a hiatus right now in the manga.
Absolutely. Just curious, were we able to watch the video or no?
For the most recent episode.
Yeah, it's okay if we can't. Yeah, it's okay if we can't.
I mean, we could watch it, but the issue is that they have all these restrictions and
copyright and whatnot.
So if they pick up on audio, they might copyright the audio, and it might like cut out some of our
talk points. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
yes,
like
sir.
if I were to upload it to the podcast for YouTube. But
it's okay.
At the same time, it's something that we can look into later on because I know people still do, watch stuff in the background and kind of talk about it. But I think it's distorted audio to an extent. So.
Man, so yeah, let's talk One Piece, my boy.
Yeah, because bro, this shit. I've been waiting for years for you to get caught up. It feels like.
Can I just say first and foremost, like Zoro's my boy and all.
Yeah, he's kind of lame. He's kind of lame right now, bro.
No, but he's not lame because he was tearing Rob Lucci up. Tell me why Zoro was putting more work on Rob Lucci than Luffy was. Let's be real, and he just kept coming back. He just wasn't dying or nothing. You know what I'm saying? But
the thing was with the Luffy fight, and it's currently happening in the anime right now.
Loving it.
Which, yeah, it's just beautifully illustrated, beautifully drawn. It's just fucking gorgeous to watch, and it's the fact that 17 years ago, that's almost 2 decades ago, his fight was airing his first fight was airing between him and Lucci. So,
2007?
I believe so, yeah.
So
it was quite a long time ago. And I mean, you fact check me on that because I fucking I mean, Jesus Christ, bro. And that shows the longevity and the genius that is Oda, God Oda, bro. Like, this motherfucker knows how to carry a story. He knows the structure of a story, and this motherfucker knows how to take some information and find source material anywhere in the world. Realistically, this man's pulling Greek and Roman mythology right now, other random Japanese mythology. All these different mythos are being pulled into his story and being explained in such a fucking next level way. I mean, Oda is, he can never be replaced, bro. He's just
protected at all costs.
The man is a goat, bro.
See, The thing about it is he's very great at like saying something at the very beginning and then have it play into fruition like decades later. You know what I'm saying? That's the greatness of him. And we must be saved at all costs.
And obviously, a story is gonna change, and he'll modify it over time, and you know, you see that at times. But the foreshadowing that he has, the things and plot points that he thought of 20 years ago, 25 years ago, it's just you know, he had the plot line laid out, and I'm assuming that he's probably explained or discussed the end with some sort of collaborators, you know, whoever that may be. If something were to happen, they probably have the information on, you know, and a rough draft on how to get there, because he does realize the impact that it has on so many people across the world, bro.
I hope he does.
Like,
because he's definitely a great one.
I mean, it has a huge impact on me. I mean, like, One Piece is my favorite anime for sure. Like, right now, I think it's the greatest. You know, I've been loving One Piece for years. You know, and obviously Dragon Ball is the one that holds it like the most special place in my heart, because Dragon Ball Z especially, because it's what we, you know, I grew up on, coming home after school, watching Dragon Ball Z, you know, that was my shit, bro.
Power down to your commands.
Like,
I'm here to fight.
I was fucking in my bathroom screaming, powering up, like, you know what I'm saying? Like going to sleep to Dragon Ball Z music. That shit was my shit, but I understand the genius that Oda has. And that doesn't take away from how amazing Akira Toriyama was, because, you know, he created my childhood hero, Goku, and so many other beloved characters. But the depth of story that Oda tells with One Piece is there's nothing that can replicate that. There's no other story that is as impactful to me as One Piece. And it's just you know, I can say that, you know, or people can say it's just a fucking cartoon, comic, manga, anime, however they want to phrase it. To me, it's a work of art, one of the purest forms of art. Somebody's fucking imagination put to paper for the world to see, and it's just, he's a genius, and I'm loving the story. I'm loving the story.
So, did you want to discuss the first? Did you want to discuss the anime first, or did you want to discuss the actual manga?
You know, spoiler warnings to anyone who's watching this, obviously, if we haven't already explained too much.
So you want to go with the anime?
Who knows
first?
who's even gonna watch this or listen to this right now? Because, you know, this is just one of those things. It's one of the first. You know, I don't have a huge audience or anything like that, but I think at least taking a chance and putting some material out here is the best thing that we can do. I'd like to probably talk about the anime because it's a little bit sooner and a more point, and then we can get into the big spoilers and the manga.
So, in regards to the anime, the crazy part about it is I loved it because initially when he starts turning into Joy Boy, he has to like refocus or reharness that power. You know what I'm saying? And then secondly, when it starts going and it just explodes on the scene, and he just starts like he's beating his chest like DK, like Donkey Kong. He's like losing his mind. I'm like, oh my goodness, what's going on, bro? That was like exhilarating for me. And then you see his like hockey just like shooting out everywhere, and like it's literally like physically destroying like the ground around them, like on some like Dragon Ball Z like electricity type mess. And it was crazy. And then you see like Rob Lucci like smile, because Rob Lucci is not intimidated by that.
He showed there was surprise at first. He was like, holy shit.
Of course. He's like, what's going on?
And everybody else was looking at it just like, what the fuck is happening? And that's another thing, is that one of the big points of this chapter was his crewmates and others saw his transformation, saw what they were witnessing it live.
But yeah, they didn't really get to see it though. Yeah,
nobody had seen it prior to this. Like, they saw his hand reach. Some of them saw his hand.
No, they saw his head reach through. When he got hit, they were like, it freaked everybody out, and everybody's eyes came out.
Yeah,
except for what I'm saying.
I'm just saying that's when he reached his hand through to grab Kaido. It was, but they didn't see the transformation. They didn't understand what was happening.
Right, but they saw his face when Kaido hit Luffy's head into the actual building, and they seen Luffy. Yeah, they seen him.
Head through.
Yeah. They seen what he looks like. What I'm saying, but they didn't understand why or what.
Right, and now we're getting their live reaction to it. Not all of them witnessed that, though. Some of the crewmates weren't there during this time frame.
Of course not. Yeah, like Zoro and them. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's when Jinbei said what he said. In this episode, making reference to it. But we have someone to elaborate to the crew in regards to what's currently happening. We have Vegapunk explaining, hey, this isn't really the gum crew. Yeah,
we
have a god in our midst right now.
Yeah, and he's explaining how all human possibilities are created through these fruits and whatnot, and they're like, Luffy's a god. He's an idiot. He's not a god. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah, because they know him best. Who's gonna know him better than
exactly, bro. And you see his clothes transform. That's the coolest part. Like whatever he has on, because he took that little spacesuit off and he got into his Wano gear. He was already in his Wano bag, and I was like, okay, what we gonna do here? And then he started transforming, and all his clothes started getting bleached. I was like, oh man, this is all bad. That's the thing that's scary for me, is because a lot of the, I guess, worst generation, they're gonna have some tough fights coming up. You know what I'm saying? But they've already been put through the ringer, so they're not gonna really be at full gear yet, because they're still kind of recovering from Wano. I feel like so Wano took its toll on everybody. But the thing is it's gonna help Luffy figure out how to take it more serious. I feel like, because he gets in that joy boy mode, and he's just carefree and he's careless. He just worried about making everybody laugh. That's how I feel.
You know what? There's been a lot of talk from, I've seen the community, with the tune factor, the Looney Tune type stuff that's
the sound effects,
and people have been kind of put off by it. But this episode kind of reiterated the fact that he's not just this goofy, you saw when that moment where he comes, and when Lucci's not expecting him to fucking tell Luffy just and he's just there instantly to go punch him, and the
nobody
red
was
eyes,
ready for that.
The red eyes and the smile didn't look like it was so oh, it's just demonic. Boy. Yeah, dude, it was nah, I ain't fucking around right now. He's I made it look like I'm happy, but I'll knock you the fuck out.
But the cool part about that is because they were his crewmates. You see how even old boy from CPO said, Lucci, he was worried about him. You know what I'm saying? But the cool part about it is, it's very subtle. It's within the rubble. If you see how he kind of shrugs it off, Lucci does, and he throws the rubble off of him, and he's like, yeah, I got stronger too, my boy. And he gets down in that little. It's almost like a what's that one Captain Kuroki? Yeah, Captain Kuro. Yeah, it's almost like a Django. That when that whole season was going on, but when he Captain Kuro starts rocking back and forth, it's almost like that pose. You know what I'm saying? And he transforms into his awakened state form. But that's the first time that we've ever seen somebody still sustain their personality through an awakening from a zone. You know what I'm saying? And then the awakening from the zone, but he still had the black clouds, say Luffy has the white clouds around him when he awakens, or like, cause I only see that really with like God type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Those little clouds go behind people and stuff like that. But it's happened to him, even with the like coming up with the other people. Yeah, that's
Yamato
what I'm saying.
had it. Lucci had it. Yamato had an awakened zone, didn't she?
I almost said was Yamato awakened?
I believe so.
I don't think she was. I think that was just her spirit, like beast, like type of thing, you know.
And Kaido had it when he was.
It wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. No.
With the clouds, the Gorosei have it.
Yeah, Gorosei do.
Let's just go ahead and get into that because
that's why we did. That's why I said it.
It kind of touches on what I've been,
wanting to touch on.
Yeah, because
calm down, R. Kelly.
I mean, whoa.
Listen, he has a song called "Touching." Okay, let's hear it. Touching you.
Nobody's coming out of no damn closets right now. He can stay in the closet. I don't give a fuck.
I want to pee on you. But anyways. Gorosei.
Oh, okay. I'm not even getting that.
Yes, man.
R. Kelly back in jail. No, but there's one thing I want to
touch on with the clouds.
It's this whole situation going on with the Gorosei and their powers and the fact that, I mean, these motherfuckers have been tanking some crazy ass attacks, especially Saturn, with literally no damage. They're tanking basically everything that's coming at them, and showing no signs of slowing down. It's seeming like there's so many different scenarios that are about to happen. I mean, Luffy's putting in work, but I feel like at this point, the only thing that's going to really put them over the edge is, you know how there's been the unlocked versions of these different, the advanced levels of hockey. I feel like there's probably like either one other hockey form or an advanced, even more advanced form of Conqueror's hockey. And that something like that's going to have to either that or, I mean, I honestly don't know. What do you foresee happening, and what do you foresee being the weakness of the Gorosei?
So first and foremost, they can't take the Gorosei on right now. The thing is not fighting them. Like old boy said when he was running away, we're going to consider this as a victory because we made it out alive. We fought the Gorosei and we're running for our lives, and we've made it. Like we're making it out. We're retreating. You know, like I feel like they were on a Megatron type thing. But when he sounded his horn, I thought he was gonna like summon some kind of bird or creature or something, but that wasn't the case. What I think was gonna happen is almost similar to what the first plan was gonna be, because there was gonna be a robot that was gonna help him. But I feel like that robot, it has a conscience.
Yeah,
some sort of consciousness.
It said sorry to Joy Boy.
Just like it was very similar to like the Zunisha type. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? I was happy to see him again.
I've been watching a lot, or more so listening to a lot of different theories that have been floating around, and One Piece is a vast, knowledge base. There's so much to it. There's so many talking points, so many theories and things like that we could, take hours
try to narrow one down.
Yeah. I mean, realistically, we can, touch on so many different things for podcasts going forward. But I mean, there was a couple that I saw, going into each one of the Gorosei and their forms, because at this point I suspect that they don't have devils. They are the yokai or whatever the representations that we normally see as devil's fruits. I believe they are the devils, and I believe in this at this current point that they were created by Emu.
or something. I don't know. I don't know
I
what's gonna
believe
happen.
that they were humans at one point, and they were like, rather than
Part of
how
Emu's shadow, or like, what do you like? I don't understand. Like, there's so many things that go into Emu in general. Like,
right, but I believe however many years ago he created them, like they were loyal subjects of the 20 countries that were a part of the what took place in the Void Century and became the Celestial Dragons and the kingdoms that are current. Um, I believe that he took the demons and allowed them to inhabit the bodies rather than like the devils are inhabiting their bodies, or they are the devils themselves, rather than having eaten the fruits of the devils. And maybe the experiments that took place on those specific creatures or whatever the Gorsei themselves led into the devil fruits. And I don't, or at least Emu had something to do with that. I've seen some crazy theories out there. I've seen some theories that Emu and Joy Boy were actually siblings. I've seen some theories where Joy Boy was actually the one who had helped advance technology and gotten to where they were at prior to the Void Century, prior to that whole situation. And I believe, from what I heard, the theory states that Joy Boy was betrayed and ended up
yeah, it's just all theory.
it's all
Possibly.
theories, bro. It's there's so many and like the amount of research out there on each topic and each possible situation. It's there's so many talking points that we could get into.
I feel like there's gonna be, because he's surrounded by darkness. Who else is surrounded by a cloud of darkness?
Blackbeard.
Exactly. And
Yeah,
I feel like Blackbeard is probably gonna have to be the one to kill Emu. Which, if he does, that would make Blackbeard become the king of the world. In which I feel like once he does that, that's probably his ultimate goal. I don't know. And then Luffy can become king of the pirates, and then there's going to be a standoff fight of the king of the world between the king of the world and the king of the pirates. But there's no rhyme or reason to that. I don't know what's going to happen. Nobody does.
Well,
but
I think the whole point is that Blackbeard and Luffy are two sides to the same coin. They're literally parallel lines walking. There's mirrors of each other that vary in specific ways. Like Blackbeard is the truest form of a pirate. He does everything that everything that you would think a pirate would do, he does. And it's
you know why it is? It's because he thinks he thinks he's the chosen one. Like, he can go into a place without like any plan.
I believe he is the chosen one.
But and things just happen. It's almost like Luffy, but except for like Luffy's teammates a little bit more calculated and stuff. But like he freely goes into like not even thinking of fully how to execute the plan, but he always executes it. It's like fate. Like, even when he went to like Impel Down, and he gets squad wiped by old dude Magellan. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had no plan to go into that, but like he gets saved by Shuri of the Rain on a whim, who ends up joining them. But like it's just fate. You know what I'm saying? Faithfully, like, Shuri joins him. Like, it just a whole bunch of things are just adding up. But it's just like fate. Like, even when he went to like to break up the war and whatnot, he got Whitebeard's power and whatnot. He came and got what he needed. But and it's like that wherever he goes. He has no He has no fear.
He knows how to capitalize on any situation.
But I think that's probably going to be somewhat of his downfall. Because he's going to be thinking, like, I can just go here and walk and steamroll these boys. And then Luffy's going to have something to say about that. Just because he's the god. He can literally change, like, anything. His imagination's ridiculous, bro. Like, even, like, when, like, he's, like, fighting the girl side, you know? And he has, like, a baseball, you know what I'm saying? Like, where do you get all this paint at, bro? Like...
This motherfucker pulled, I mean,
oh my god, it's his imagination, shit, bro. It's his imagination, but people don't like it. I was actually watching the show with this girl the last weekend, and she doesn't like anime or whatever, but she was like very interested into it because like I got to show her Luffy, and we were cracking up like because he's like kiss my ass, you know what I'm saying? He like smacked me, up. Like, oh my god, I'm dying. And she's like, "What's up with all these wonky sounds and stuff?" She's like, "It's killing me." I'm like, "I know, that's the best part about it." Like. And she's not even like an avid like anime watcher, but she was just so attuned to it just because the artistic ability. I explained it to her, but like the artistry, like in the sense of like the cinematography and everything, it was beautifully done. Like the illustrations for everything, it's beautifully done, and it's so gratifying to see it on the screen. Like because they switch it back to almost like a Wano style, you know what I'm saying? But it's still. Egghead, and this isn't even like peak Egghead yet, and it's still like great visually. So we have a lot in store. It'll probably take a year to reach that where it's at right now, but like you know what I'm saying. But in the end of it all, like he has to realize he only has a limited time to do this, so he can't. I mean, the hiatus, I get it, especially with Toriyama. It's probably for him, you know what I'm saying? When you're going 3 weeks without an anime show, that's like really tough on the viewers, you know. So you know what that means. They're gonna do things, but they're gonna do things to slow it down, and they're gonna make like animes like to like kind of like recap or.
Yeah,
you
they're
know
gonna
what
do plenty of filler.
Or fillers, yeah, man.
But I mean, realistically, I'm fine with that because you know the weight and the time that he takes off is for himself, and it's to better himself. It's to get his mind right and shit like that. Think up, you know. So it's all worth it in the end, and you know, taking time off from.
But it gives a bad thing for One Piece, though.
No,
like the people who watch. No, I agree. I'm with you.
It builds up suspense, and people want to know. That's when.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Videos come out and stuff.
I've literally had 3 friends that stopped watching One Piece because of that. Because it just, especially when they do recaps or this, because it just takes too long. Where it shouldn't have been that long. Finally get you and then take you all around the world just to get to but I kind of like it. I personally love it, but people don't.
You have to commit to it. Like that's the thing. Like if you don't commit, like
people ain't committing to that anymore, bro. Especially when they see like Soul Leveling or Demon Slayer, you know, coming up.
That's why they're coming out with that filler-free version. The reimagining of One Piece, basically, that they're going to release on Netflix.
I do not know. I've never heard about that.
Yeah, you did. We talked about it.
Well, what's going on Netflix?
They're redoing One Piece. I believe.
Oh yeah, the new
one. They're redoing it, and it's going to
be more
retelling it faithfully to the manga.
But it's going to be like more like R-rated type. Like the thing that's cool about it, like in the manga, like for instance, like when they're like Whitebeard, or like when they're in Dressrosa at the Coliseum, and like somebody starts like bad mouthing Luffy, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. What really happens is he takes the guy who's bad mouthing Luffy, and Bartholomew, he like takes his tongue and he stabs a sword in it. And he's like, if you continue to talk about my Luffy's, I'm gonna cut your tongue completely off. He's like,
Well,
let this. Huh?
that's the thing. They, I mean, they have to tone it back a little bit, you know.
I know, but it's just so dope. Like, there's so many things like we miss out on, and so I like that they're gonna make it a little bit more, like, non PG. I love the PG-ness for it. It's cool. It's One Piece. I love the PG-ness, but I mean, the thing is, like, in the manga, like, there's so many things that you just miss because it just makes it. They're pirates. Dang it, man! They should just be a little bit more grody.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, that's why I mentioned Whitebeard, that Marineford, when his fight with the Kainu in the manga, he gets half his fucking face punched off,
and he still keeps trucking along.
Yeah, he keeps going, and in the anime, they just punch another hole in him. You know,
that was the first time me telling you about. That was actually the first time me telling you about One Piece manga. And then I also told you why I stopped reading it. Because we got to everything and we got to the Ace part. I'm like, bro, he's died. He's dead. Like, no, he's not. You're lying. I'm like, bro, he's dead. You thought I was lying? I'm like, bro, listen to me. Listen to me well, JT. He's dead. He died.
EAD.
And you were like, nah, bro, you're lying. Nobody dies.
Because, yeah, that's the thing. Nobody dies.
Yeah. I was like, bro,
have we seen that be the truth?
Bro, that's why I stopped reading the manga, because I cried my eyes out, bro. And I was like, I'm just not gonna read this no more. That ruined it for me, bro. That ruined it for me. Let me tell you.
Hey,
and I was
sidebar real quick. This is way. I mean, it's not too far left field, but it's comics related. Have you seen X-Men '97?
I've seen a lot. I've seen a little bit of it, but no.
Oh my!
Oh no!
Fucking god, bro! The nostalgia trip. You know it has a 98% on Rotten Tomatoes right now, right?
I have not. I didn't know that. I mean, I don't see it for not Rotten Tomatoes now. But there's that I gotta see, and I also gotta see the Avatar: Last Airbender.
In this most recent episode, I'm gonna tell you right now, there were 2 scenes that made me cry. Fucking X-Men made me cry, bro.
Is one involved Rogue?
I mean, she's in it.
She in it. She in it to win it, my boy.
I mean, it's very emotional, and like the voice acting is very, like it's, the guy that played Cyclops died a couple years ago.
No, I had no clue.
Yeah, he died a couple years ago. So, I mean, right before they decided that they were going to create this show, so they had to replace him. And the dude that replaced him, he's magnificent. He sounds like him. His voice is very reminiscent. Optic blast, it gives me those feels, and it's good. And Storm's back, at least the second voice actress, the one that's most familiar when you think about Storm.
Then, that's I seen him like jump out the plane and land.
Oh yeah, with the beam.
Oh my god! Chill,
the beam,
bro.
my X-Men.
Chill, bro. That's how I wish like One Piece of the scene. Like, it's a beam, it's a beam.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, I'm telling you that you got to keep watching it because it's brilliant, bro.
Absolutely.
It throws a lot of different mindfucks out there, visually and story-wise. It's more adult themed. Like, it's not.
I'm already knowing.
It's excellent.
I just don't have. I don't have Disney Plus, but my brother does. He's like, I'm gonna let you copy my boy, so I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be all right. But I will say, besides that, so we can get to the topic for like new animes coming out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like My Hero just came out, by the way.
It did, but it was more of like this recap type of episode. I did watch it. I don't like when they do that type of thing where they give you this first episode is just a recap filler. No, give me a possible like 2-minute clip on, if we're doing Crunchyroll, give me a 2-minute clip on Crunchyroll that shows me last season. That's all I need. I don't need to see the goddamn whole episode
recap of the whole
story up to that point. I don't need to see that shit. I watched the damn show. If I'm gonna watch it, I want to watch new material. Adapt the material from fucking, the only thing that was new was the beginning of the fucking episode.
Well, I mean,
it was him standing there, and all of the fucking former users of One for All was like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna work together and help you." And he's like, "Oh yeah." And he
don't tell me anything. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it yet.
It's. I mean, it's a recap still. Like, and that's the whole episode is a recap. It's not worth watching because
there's a fairy tale 100 Years Quest coming out in July.
I liked Fairy Tale. When it was first coming out, there were a few times where I was a little iffy. The issue I find with anything in that Fairy Tale multiverse is that the motherfucker doesn't know how to venture off the same and do different characters. He does the same character models and the same characters, but in different universes with different lives. Some of them, like Happy, he literally makes Happy in every universe. And Lucy's in every fucking universe. They're literally identical copies of themselves.
You know what that universe is a spinoff for?
What?
Soul Eater. At the very end of it, you see the moon kind of turn and like grimace, And I was looking, and I was like, "Where have I seen this moon at?" And it's for the same moon from Soul Eater.
I've seen that moon in other source material besides Soul Eater.
Oh yeah, I've also seen it for what's that show? Fire Force.
Yeah, Fire Force is another one. It could have been in Fire Force that you saw it.
Yeah, I think it was a Fire. It's just weird. I know there's like similar realities. Also, Demon Slayer is coming out too. The Demon Slayer 4.
I'm looking
in May.
To it. I'm definitely looking forward to it. I think that's been another one of those. Like the last season was all right, mediocre at best. Season before that was excellent. Season before that was excellent. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, it was only because like it didn't have all your favorite characters and things. But I loved it, especially seeing how Nezuko, it was valid because of her transformation. You know what I'm saying? That's why it was. She can go in the sun now.
Yeah, that's definitely
game changing.
Yeah, for sure.
But also, I think it's gonna be his Hashira training.
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to getting back to the main story and going after moves. You know what I'm saying?
Going after Michael Jackson.
Yeah, I want to see that Smooth Criminal get his comeuppance and fucking get wrecked eventually like that. I mean, that's what the whole point is. Let's get to there. Let's get back on track. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't know how you feel about this, but also like in this month on the 7th, there was that Dragon Ball Daima that came out, or Daima.
So yeah, Daima. I have looked into it. Are
you interested in that?
I am interested in it simply because Akira Toriyama was so involved. I know
the old school Dragon Ball.
Yeah, I know that it's reminiscent of the storyline for GT in the sense that they become children, but I want to give it the benefit of the doubt. I was a little bit hesitant too at first, but I think with the passing of Toriyama and with everything that's going on and what the characters mean to me, I'm gonna go at it very optimistically. I want to watch it. I want to take it in. I want to see how it affects the storyline.
That's what she said.
But I want to fucking get to after the end of Dragon Ball Z. I've been waiting for this for years and years and years.
That's not gonna happen for a while. But also, I will say there's also like
they just got there in the fucking manga and the movie. Like they're literally like 2 months before it.
And they're making it all about like it's almost going to be very similar to what's the one that's not really him? Something like Dragon Ball GT type.
You know what I'm saying?
It's reminiscent of Dragon Ball GT in the sense that they're turned into
The
children.
kids.
Everybody, it's a chibi show. You know, everybody's little kids.
They're also gonna do like, and I don't really care, but they're doing like a Suicide Squad like anime coming out like in July. And but also speaking of July, the main thing that I'm worried about, they're doing a Tower God season 2, bro, in July.
But it's one of those things. Kind of takes you back to what you were saying with One Piece is when shows have either hiatuses or fillers or those gap periods of time where they kind of fall out of your memory. That's what
I mean. You can always rewatch the first one, but I mean,
I started watching it with Kale. I started watching it with Kale, and I was trying to get back into it because it was so beautifully written, and I thought it was something that but it's kind of fallen out of my my desires
since it is April, have you watched the Reincarnated Slime season 3 coming out?
Has it come out yet, or is it?
It already came out. It came out on the 5th.
It did?
Correct.
I watched that whole thing back over again with Kale. So start watching it when it came out, and we've been checking pretty frequently. I hadn't looked online to see when it comes out, but
it already came out. It came out on the 5th. So
another one that we're looking forward to watching. I do like that one quite a bit. It's I like the humor. It's a fun watch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Daima's coming out in like 22. It's going to come out like in the fall of this year.
I think there was there's probably going to be some delays. It'll probably come out. I think either end of this year or early next year. That's what happens.
Solo Leveling 2 is coming out later this year too. Season 2.
That is. I'm looking forward to that for sure.
Please God, don't let them rush this. Please.
I know.
Please God. They haven't come out with like a time date or a stamp yet to when to expect it, but man, oh man, when they do, Lord have mercy. I think the world's gonna explode. I don't think nobody's ready for that.
Yeah, I'm ready for it. I want to see what happens. I want to get back. One of the ones that I know this is one of the ones they probably won't end up making a season 2 unless there's a lot of people desiring it. But God of High School, bro. I wish that they would make a season 2, but they've all but confirmed they're not going to.
Of course not.
But I believe, if anybody fucking gets a fucking feather up their ass, they need to fucking make a season 2 because that was fucking sick. I love that show, and I know it was a little bit rushed the first season. That's part of the reason why, but it was excellent, and I wish that they would bring it back. And that takes us back to those overpowered main characters. We got our favorite Baldy coming back. Our favorite Cape Baldy's coming back in like a month and a half.
Saitama?
Yes, sir.
When does that start?
Like a month and a half, towards the beginning of summer. Yeah.
I've been waiting for some One Punch Man. I ain't gonna lie to you.
And this is, I've read a little bit of the manga, and I know a good amount of what's
expected.
Yeah.
That guy's a monster. Goju Gara, yeah, that dude's a freaking monster, bro.
Yes, he is.
I'm so ready to watch, man. But nothing compares to your boy Saitama-sama. It's over, bro. I don't think anybody stands a chance. At the end of the day, I mean, they can stand a chance, but man, that dude's just on a different level. From all humanity and existence and understanding, that dude's just on a different level.
Yeah, he's once you get into the more recent stuff, he's basically he's a toon character too. He's basically a reality warper at this point. If he fights somebody strong enough, it's over. But he's a gag character, you know what I'm saying? He's
Arise. Oh my god, you just made me start doing that. Oh my god, that's crazy. I'm gonna keep doing that. Arise. Oh my god, that's what I really want to hear. This
And you
giving
know
me
what? You know what? The best topic that we're gonna finish our podcast on is that we get to fucking reunite in 3 fucking weeks, bruh.
Yes, sir. You already know. I gotta let Airbear know like what's up. Like I'm going, just so
She
she's
already knows.
aware.
I
Like,
already told her.
did you?
Yeah, but you should still RSVP.
Of course, because she
But
sent me like the thing. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I want to plan everything out. How long are you gonna be there? Are you gonna be there the whole time I'm there, or what? How are you trying to do it?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I gotta figure out what date it actually is on, because I don't know specifics yet.
It's Saturday the 4th is her wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get,
Okay.
and I already bought tickets and everything, Timmy. So I'm gonna be there. So like, as much time as we can spend together is best, and it's me being there. So.
Oh god.
But
I'm gonna try to get there. I'm gonna try to get there probably on either the 2nd or 3rd.
I get
I'll
there
be
on the 2nd, and I'm there until the 5th.
The 2nd, which is but I got a place that I can stay with on the 2nd, and then we can link up.
Yeah, I mean, preferably. I mean, I want to kick it with you as much as possible.
Of course, my boy.
We can stay with Kelly and Jim. We'll have the whole basement.
Oh Lord,
everything. You know what I'm saying? And then Uncle Kevin was like practically begging for us to come out and stay at his house because he got a new house too. So. Oh
wow, Lord have mercy.
So, options. But I think we'll go ahead and end the podcast on that note. We got about an hour in on this one.
Yes, sir.
It's been a pretty good intro podcast. We're gonna do some changes and figure out a little schedule on when we can do it and make it work. But...
Bro, this is a beginning to a beautiful thing. I can tell you this, but also, we're gonna have to run that video. We're gonna have to watch a video of or something. Even if it's like One Piece or something, we can watch a video. Man, I'm so hyped, bro. It's actually pretty fun. So
doing videos and stuff and putting the content out there, utilizing shorts and stuff. I already have my gaming content, but eventually we're gonna move over and get
branch out
a channel specific to this, and similar topics, similar formatted videos, and hopefully we can make something happen.
Big facts.
But I'm gonna go ahead and call it a night, y'all. Take it easy.
Thank y'all for listening. Y'all have a great evening. You too, my brother JT, and y'all take care.
Yes, sir.